I'm Qilu Wu. Today our report is on the sustainability analysis of Huawei ICT's infrastructure business in China. Our presentation is divided into 6 sections: company introduction, organization and operating environment, main sustainability challenges, key stakeholders, materiality assessment, and sustainable operation management measures. Let's go to the part 1.
My name is Yiwen Cao. Now I will show you about the first part, an introduction to Huawei company. As you can see, this chart shows the organizational structure of Huawei and the way the regional organizations are divided. The main subject of the report is the ICT infrastructure business unit in these charts. Supported by such a structure, Huawei's overall sales revenue reached over 800 billion yuan in 2024, of which ICT business revenue was 369.9 billion yuan. As you can see from these pie charts, China accounts for 71% of the total revenue, which makes China the largest market for Huawei. Overall, Huawei business is developing steadily with high quality. Next, Jin Yanma will continue to introduce to us.
I am Jin Yanma. I will introduce the part 2, mainly about organizational and operating environment. Huawei's vision is to bring the digital world to every person, every household, and every organization, and build a smart world where everything is connected. Huawei is committed to promoting the global vision to Internet of Everything to become a reality. Then about competitors of Huawei. For example, in the operator market, Huawei competes with Ericsson and Nokia. Tencent Cloud and Alibaba Cloud are its main cloud computing competitors. In the field of chips and computing, companies such as Qualcomm, Intel, Samsung, and TSMC are also important competitors of Huawei. Despite this, Huawei tries to lead the industry through innovation and global expansion. Then I will talk about CSR. Huawei always regards CSR as its core development concept. It typically covers 5 major areas. First, labor rights. It's about work environment and social equity. The second is environmental protection. Then Huawei built a management system to enhance efficiency and sustainability. The next one is business ethics. Huawei sticks to build a standardization and open system. Finally, Huawei also thinks of occupational health and safety. The next topic is PSTO analysis. All these external factors affect Huawei's operations. The first is political, and the economy is developing rapidly. The next is social, because young people support Huawei products. In terms of technology, the research and development of 5G and chips are rapid. Legal production and supervision coexist. The last one is environment. Huawei should emphasize on energy conservation and emission reduction. Huawei needs to seize the opportunities in these challenges. Next, Sa Jing will continue to answer this.
I'm Sa Jing. Now I will introduce the part 3, the operational risks and the challenges. At the environmental level, carbon footprint management is the key. The network equipment and the data centers consume enormous amounts of electricity, creating ongoing pressures. Resource consumption also poses a threat. For example, the extraction of rare earth elements comes with a huge cost. The data center water usage will grow by 10 to 15% each year too. Pollution issues are even more serious. Improper handling of heavy metals and outdated waste disposal systems will cause huge damage. At the social level, labor rights and consumer safety are urgent issues. Huawei must ensure the operations of its suppliers comply with the regulations. Moreover, Huawei should increase investments in security facilities to mitigate cybersecurity risk. It can prevent issues such as data breach and telecommunications fraud. Compared to frameworks like GRI, the disclosure tips in Huawei's sustainability report is insufficient. Above all, Huawei should strengthen the labor protection and data security to take social responsibility. Meanwhile, it should integrate sustainability into its decision-making system and improve information disclosure. Next, Jiaxin Hao will continue to analyze.
Hello everyone, I'm Jiaxin Hao. Today, let's go through Huawei's key stakeholders, covering internal ones, external ones, and how we solve them. Internal stakeholders, four group drives theirs are leaders set 2030 carbon neutral goals both in reputation and global compliance. Supply chain checks 1,600 suppliers yearly to cut costs where green practices. R&D builds previous futures like company OS previous center, works get digital training and better job conditions. External stakeholders. Key groups, government pushes green policies, for example, China's dual carbon. Consumers want eco products. For example, carbon neutral pre-6 phones, local communities benefit from digital inclusion. Stakeholders classification, we may classify by two things: power, how much they influence Huawei interests, how much they care about sustainability. For example, 83% of consumers will pay more for products with clear carbon footprints. For example, the government has high power and high interest, they shape our carbon targets. Small suppliers, they have low power and struggle with green costs, only 65% orders for try. These stakeholders push us to balance responsibility and groups. Thanks for listening. Next, Qilu will continue to analyze.
I'm Qilu Wu. I'm going to talk about Part 5, Materiality Assessment. This section is about Huawei's sustainable development strategy. There are four major sustainability strategies: digital inclusion, security and trustworthy, green environment, and harmonious ecosystem. This contributing to the achievement of the United Nations Sustainable Development. This section is about priorities, issues, and analysis. The x-axis is for business operation, and the y-axis is for stakeholders. Based on Huawei's four core ESG strategies, we selected the 15 candidate issues that are directly related to the operation management. The following 5 high priority issues were initially identified by mapping the prioritization matrix. We can see there are 5: combating climate change, circular economy, supply chain due diligence management, renewable energy use, respecting and safeguarding human rights. Next, Sean, you will continue to analysis.
I'm Yu Zhang. I'm going to talk about Part 6, some measures led by Huawei. To strengthen sustainable, we propose a green purchase by combining ESG indicators into supply selection. This helps reduce environmental impact across the supply chain. We should also accelerate the shift to renewable energy-powered smart factories, which can significantly carbon emissions in ICT hardware. Meanwhile, recycling electronic waste and reusing substandard parts will reduce both waste and raw material demand. Lastly, by working with local green providers, we can pilot zero-emission delivery zones in major cities, creating a more sustainable end-to-end value chain. The sustainability practice of Huawei's ICT business proves that through technology innovations, companies can achieve a dynamic balance between the environment, society, and business. It's a sustainable program for global technology company. This is our entire report. Thank you.